I was just reminiscing and thinking about the past, thinking about past friendships and just how my life was back then and how much it changed since then till now. Like how I don't hang with the same people no more, how I don't have friends and all that anymore, how just everything changed so much. And I know a lot of y'all be reminiscing as well. Like y'all probably think back in the past and think about how much times have changed. A lot of y'all probably don't even hang with the same people you were hanging with back then. You're probably just by yourself, or your circle is just small. But when I was just thinking about the past, something hit me like an epiphany. It just hit me out of nowhere, and I just started to think. Like, it's really a good thing when I think about it. Like, how much times have changed. As far as, like, the old people I used to hang with and all the old stuff I used to do. Because what hit me was just thinking about, what if I stayed the same? What if I stayed hanging out with the same people and doing the same things? I would have probably been stuck in life. I would have probably still been doing all the same stuff that I was doing back then that wasn't getting me nowhere. And I would have been complacent and stuck in the same spot. So I started to think about it as a good thing. And I want y'all to do the same thing as well. Like, when you think about all the past friendships and all the past things you was doing, don't think about the bad side to it, or don't think about it as a bad thing that it changed so much and that you're probably to yourself now. You probably don't hang out with a lot of people anymore. You don't do the same things you used to do. It's really a good thing, because you would have probably been stuck, and you probably wouldn't have been where you are today. As far as anybody who's putting in the effort and putting in the work with their life. Like, I don't know if you have a business, if you have a craft. That's just something that I've been into for these past couple of years, and even longer than that. Like, for these past couple of years, since 2019, I've been just focused on myself, on my business and all that, and just living in the unknown, basically. And now I'm thinking about it as, like, the best way to go, is living in the unknown. Like, when you're separated from all the stuff from your past, you're to yourself. Like, it's really a good thing, because you're opening up space for something new. You're not stuck in the same cycles. And just imagine if you were still caught up with the stuff you was doing back then. You would have probably never been focused on your craft. You would have never made any progress with your business or whatever you're doing in your life. That's just how I'm thinking about it for myself. Like, when I started to think about my past, I'm like, damn, if I was still living the same way and hanging with the same people and all that, I would have probably never focused on my business or whatever, like my passion, as much. I would have never seen the progress that I'm seeing now. And if I was still the same way that I was in my past, I would probably regret it. That's just how I was thinking about it. I would have regretted, probably, like, because I would have been still doing the same things, and I would have been regretting how much I was stuck if I was still in that same spot or that same position that I was back then. Like, if I was still in that same position, I would probably be regretting it. Like, damn, I should have did this. And I'm still doing the same things. I'm still hanging with the same people. I should have elevated. I should have started a business. I should have did this. That's probably what would have happened if I would have stayed doing the same thing. So it's not a bad thing that you're elevating. It's not a bad thing that you're just cutting off stuff from your past and cutting off certain people and just moving forward and focusing on what you know is right in whatever you're doing in your life. You're just living in the unknown. So sometimes it gets rough to just accept your reality in the present moment, because you're living in the unknown. And this is how life feels for me, is just the unknown. Because I'm going in a path where I would have never thought my life went a certain direction that I never would have thought. Like I never really seen myself living this type of way, like growing up. I always knew I wanted to do more, but just how everything happened in my life, it's just like a drastic change that I never seen coming, but it just happened. So now it's just the unknown now. And sometimes you get caught up reminiscing about, like, damn. You just get caught up reminiscing about the past and how things used to be. And sometimes it gets hard because you're just caught up in those old feelings. And you just don't want to have any regrets. Like, am I doing all of this for nothing? Did I cut everything off from the past? Did I cut all of that off for nothing? Like, is what I'm doing right now really going to work out for me? There's just a lot of questions, and it just gets rough sometimes, but you just got to get back into the present moment. And if you know you're doing what's right, then you shouldn't have to worry about it. If you know what you're doing is right and you know you're doing your best, you should just know that whatever route that you chose was the right route to choose.